They have not been able to score in the open floor, Detroit. Take your time. Get down into your post-up game. Let's see if you can get Portland in foul trouble and shoot the penalty.
Now McGuire dishes off after Porter comes over for the double team. McGuire fakes on Williams, then goes up with it, and he rattles it in.
I'm kind of interested that Drexler is not involved in the early going here.
Duckworth with 4. The lead is 7. 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Backcourt play. Good play. Doesn't amount to anything. The Blazers. Porter inside to Duckworth. Look out long. Dumars all the way. Blocked by Clyde Drexler.
That's the second guy that he has run down. He intimidated Isaiah on one, and he just blocked another.
Joe Dumars can't get the jumper to go, and now the crowd is in the ball game, and Chuck said he wanted to try to keep the crowd out of the ball game. Drexler, fall away, doesn't get it. And Isaiah takes his time, trailing by 9 with about 5.5 remaining in the first quarter. Dumars finds a little opening in the paint, has it blocked by Duckworth. And Rush says we're going to jump it up again.
The Portland defense, transition, outstanding. And now, in the half-court defense, they are pushing Detroit out, and they're doing an excellent job on the dribblers. To the man up in front. Defense takes it away. Beautiful rotation. And there's the big fella, Duckworth, a major offensive threat at both ends of the floor. Keep an eye on Drexler to the right of the screen. Watch how he elevates, and he gets it right there.
And that is his 3rd block of the year. Portland controls the jump. Detroit just 3 of 15 shooting. Joe Dumars 1 of 6. The Pistons have scored only 2 points in the last 4.5 minutes of this game. Kersey, a good-looking little spin move.
See, they feel that Kersey can take McGuire off the dribble, as well as Buck Williams taking Lambier. So we'll see an awful lot of setting up 15 feet from the basket.
Isaiah has lost the glasses. He just has taken them off. He's not going to play with them now. I guess the frustration said, forget it. Let's just go with it. Porter. Isaiah with the steal. He's got a 3-on-1. To McGuire, to the hole. He missed the slam, but we've got a foul, and that will be on Kersey.
Kersey gave it a good rundown. Now remember, this young man had that incredible spill on Tuesday night. He has not practiced, and watch him. You'll see now. This is here's the steal, the 3-on-1, and watch Kersey now coming in to go for the block right there. I love what the coaches say about him. They say no one practices harder, no one plays harder than Jerome Kersey. And I do believe he was rewarded.
McGuire now with 4 points. The lead is cut to 9 with 4:42 in the first.
Well, Kersey just signed a 4-year extension, and they're talking up in the neighborhood of about $11 million.
Mr. Allen, the owner of the Blazers, has rewarded a lot of his players, as has Mr. Davidson, the owner of the Pistons, for their success last year. Duckworth turnaround.
I tell you, I love his inside game. He has the jump hook with either hand. He can hit facing. He has a nice up and under. Take it to the basket. Beautiful soft hands. Nice game.
Has he come a long way from his 300-pound days in San Antonio?
Well, anytime that you drop, close to 70 pounds, give him some credit. Took a lot of discipline.
And as you heard, Buck Williams with his first personal, and we are going to the bench for the first time. Danny Ainge will be coming into the lineup for the Blazers, wearing number 9. Vinnie Johnson comes in, and Dennis Rodman also for the Pistons, and Isaiah Thomas, Mark McGuire sit down for Detroit. Terry Porter will take a seat on the Portland bench. And we get our first look at Danny Ainge, and some of the coaches were telling us about how he has just fit in. He's not vocal because he realizes who the leaders are in this team already. And he did not have to be vocal. Edwards bumped viciously by Williams, but Edwards answers with a hoop.
Well, anytime you're on the all-defensive team, you're allowed that little bump.
That's exactly right.
But James Edwards, fadeaway jumper, it's impossible to block.
Williams sizing up Lambier, takes it in the paint, doesn't get the roll. The tip won't go down. Kersey fights for it. Goes right back. Laimbeer with the rebound, and we've got a whistle and a foul on Laimbeer. He takes his mask off, throws it down, and he's teed.
They're giving him a technical foul. He said, I'm pretty sure he's calling it an elbow foul.
Well, Laimbeer threw his mask off, and we'll look at it again, and we'll be able to see it.
Well, you see, now let's see what happens here. Here the shot goes up. You'll see Drexler, now there it is right there. He cleared him away with his left arm, and he caught him with a forearm right to the face. You see, any time that you're a guy like Bill Laimbeer and you're one of the top rebounders of all time in this league, now let's face it, you're average over 12 rebounds throughout your career, and you can't jump. Let's say you have got to be a body contact person.
And now Chuck Daly pleading his case. In fact, referee Bob Delaney said to Bill Laimbeer as he kept it up, he said, "You want to go home?" And Bill has taken off his mask. It is gone. And Mark McGuire in quickly, and they're going to let Bill.
He's an intelligent player. He's an excellent passer, and he comes off the picks and shoots as well as anybody we have in our program.
And he fights through a pick there. And he is on Dumars. Kersey moves out on a Edwards now.
They've got to milk this because James can shoot over Buck at will.
Didn't get it. What a rebound by Duckworth with a little bit of authority. 3-on-4. Detroit back pretty good. Nice. Little give and go. 58 remaining to be played in the first. And so far, he is wearing number 3. Vinnie Johnson, of course, along with Joe Dumars.
Right now, Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas are really struggling. They're 1 for 9. So you bring in Vinnie right now to get it going and hope he can get on fire.
And Duckworth pushes Edwards in the back. He's whistled for the foul. That is 4th team foul. 3rd team foul, correct, Pat?
See, whenever you're playing perimeter and you're having a bad night, if you go down inside, you're going to get fouled, or your shots at least will be close to the basket.
Edwards goes right. Did Rodman tip it last? No, they say Portland did. Chuck Daly up off the bench on the far side. 11 on the shot clock for Detroit, which so far really hasn't been a factor, and Dumars will trigger it inbounds.
By bringing in Dennis Rodman, you not only have the good defense, but you're getting your best offensive rebound into the game.
McGuire for 3 comes up short, right to Vinnie Johnson, who answers.
For his size, one of the premier guards on the offensive boards in the league, Vinnie Johnson.
He's averaging 3 rebounds a game. He gets his first tonight. Drexler uses that right shoulder so well. 4 for Drexler. The lead is back to 10. To Dumars. Ames moves out on him. Shot clock inside of 10. Ames slaps, doesn't go for the fake. 5 on the shot clock. Dumars rolls it around.
Detroit does not take a shot without a white shirt right in their face, challenging the hand.
Now Robinson backing up on McGuire. He was a pleasant surprise last year, and they're going to say Mark McGuire had a little hip into him. That'll be McGuire's first.
When you're coaching, you hate to see one of your players foul a guy who has a bad ankle, who has not practiced since the game on Tuesday, was extremely questionable in this game, and who has a history of taking bad shots.
Exactly right. Portland now with their 7th turnover here in the first quarter, and that is something Rick Adelman told you yesterday he was concerned about, considering it's a veteran squad. They're averaging better than 21 a game. Oh, Vinny takes Danny Ainge right out of the Nikes.
Vinny Johnson.
I love Vinny's statement. He says, I'm a scorer. I'm not a shooter.
They don't run and shoot, they run and score. Drexler on top. Duckworth from about 19. He drills him.
See, he keeps your center honest. You must come up and play him. He is one of the better perimeter guys they have on this team.
Now, how long before you get Laimbeer back in?
Well, now I think that he'll sit him out until his regular rotation in the second quarter.
Vinnie Johnson, now the double team. Duckworth backs off on it. His shot clock is down to 5. Edwards has it slapped away, and Ainge will come up with a loose ball.
See, Edwards is struggling today.
What a pass from Danny Ainge!
That was like a rocket.
He came from half court, which Adelman told us about. He said, you guys just cannot believe how quick he is. He showed it. Dumars draws the foul.
See, they're taking advantage of the fact that Danny Ainge is playing so tight from way out. Watch this. Look, here he comes. There's your explosion. Glide to glide, and that's exactly what he was doing.
Time remaining in the first quarter. Now Joe Dumars will just wait for that last shot.
Detroit likes to run a pick and roll and see what you'll do.
Edwards right underneath, inside with 1 eye on the game clock, and Aguirre knocks it down. Long shot at the buzzer. Just a little bit short, but we have played a very exciting 12 minutes at the Portland Memorial Coliseum. It has been all the Blazers. They lead it by 8.
Well, what's wrong? Well, Detroit cannot get in the paint off the dribble or with the pass, and they've only shot 2 foul shots.
Well, Bill Lambier is back in. Edwards will take a seat to start the second quarter. Isaiah Thomas, who was scoreless in that first 12, is also back in. As Portland turns it over for the 8th time, leading by 8.
See, in a game like this, it's a little ugly. So when you get fast break opportunities and easy layups, you must convert. And right now, Detroit is 0 for 7.
Wayne Cooper, number 42, the 13th year pro out of New Orleans, also in the ball game. Now we have our first illegal defense this evening. Danny Ainge was caught in the middle. As we look at Rick Adelman, head coach of Portland on the far side. A lot of confidence in this team. He especially likes the depth. He says it's good, but it's also bad because everybody wants minutes now. Especially Drazen Petrovic, who has not seen action so far in this young season. Aguirre, little spin move. Oh, we saw that so many times when he played for the Mavericks in Dallas.
Well, he gives you the shoulder one-way, drop steps, and just beats you on the baseline. He catches you on his back.
And now the fans, sensing that 10-point lead is down to 6. Want to heat it up again as Cliff Robinson takes the shot. Rodman with the rebound.
See, in the playoffs, the fans remember the second unit or the combination unit that started the second quarter could never get it done. Second quarter, fourth quarter for them in their 4 losses.
Aguirre gets Robinson up in the air, throws up just a little flip pass, and he knocks it down.
Look, we're looking at a great low post guy. Since he's been with Detroit, he hasn't been able to average 20 points. But before that, 6 straight seasons of over 22 points a game at Dallas.
Porter backing up Thomas. Turnaround jumper on the lane. Porter with 7 to lead back to 6. Back last year for Mark Aguirre, as you talked about, his scoring average was his lowest as a pro, only averaged 14 a game. Pull-up jumper by Aguirre won't go down. Porter with the rebound. He'll pull up from 3. That's his second.
They are so dangerous in the three-point shooting because Drexler, Porter, and Ainge will shoot it as they're dribbling up the floor.
Danny Ainge comes up with the steal. Drexler now Porter 5 of 14 so far from three-point land this year. Good pass. Kersey, gets right around Lambier. Doesn't get the basket, but he draws the foul.
See, you can see it on their faces, the Portland team. It's like generating the end. They know that they can beat him off the dribble. Look at his quickness. Now watch him come back on Lambier. See, showed him ball, beat him with the feet.
And Jerome Kersey at the line. Jerome Kersey, once pegged by some as the 6th man, has worked his way into the starting rotation and pretty much a self-made player.
Well, not bad when you're the center in your college team. For 4 years, you come into the pros, and they make you a small forward. But then last year, he capped it off. He had a great playoff. He averaged over 20 points a game during the playoffs for them.
Thomas fakes the 3, makes the hard cut, can't get him the ball. So he has to pop back out. The shot clock inside of 10. Aguirre. What a spin move again. This time he draws the foul, but it's still effective.
You know what it is? It's a lesson. Because Robinson is one of the better defensive players on this basketball team. And he can play a center, big body. Now just watch. This is the second time in a row. See, he shows him, and then he just drop steps with that quickness. See, he's so broad in the shoulders and in the backside area that he catches you once he drops that foot. Now, he's gone by him twice easy.
Backside area. I know what you're talking about. Wayman Tisdale still thinks he's bigger in the backside area than Mark Aguirre. Yeah, we'll have to have a comparison one of these days. Aguirre now 3 of 3 from the line. He has 11. Talk about a player who has matured. Of course, he had the rough times in Dallas his final couple of years. He really seemed to have matured not only as a player, but also as a person. He told me yesterday, he said, you know, he goes, that was a pretty good experience for me, although at the time I didn't think so. 4 of 4, he has 12. 9:15 remaining in the second quarter. Blazers by 8. Robinson forces up the shot. Lambier, great position, gets another rebound. Lambier left open from about 3 feet outside of the 3, and he knocks it down, and he is now 3 of 8 on the year, and that's his first points of the ball game. Ames says, I'll answer that. With a 2.
This is what they like about Danny's game. He is outstanding coming off the picks on the baseline. When he played in Boston, he was basically a perimeter, feed the post-up people.
And he works hard defensively. Isaiah for 3. Blazers by 7. Porter tries to get the step on Thomas, fakes the pass, and he does draw the foul, and Isaiah doesn't like it.
Well, Isaiah's saying that I had my one hand in there and I caught the ball. Unfortunately for him, the referee on the side, now you'll see here, the referee is to the right of your screen. Now as Porter comes down in here, you'll see Isaiah go for the strip. See, but he's catching him with his left hand, pushing on the hip area.
And that sends Porter to the line. He makes the first. Well, he gets to the line last year, an average of almost 6 a game, and only Kevin Johnson and Magic got to the line more among starting point guards than Porter. And we see the backcourt matchup. Portland owning that right now.
Well, you see, when he misses a foul shot, that's rare. Last year, 89% from the foul line.
And you go 6 times a game, that's a lot of points. Blazers by 8, nearing the 8-10 mark of the second quarter. Ames reaches in on Johnson. Vinny pulls up, doesn't get it. How about Lambier fighting for the offensive rebound on the basket?
See, they put the pressure on you, right? You cannot fall asleep. That ball is coming up the side, and they have the license to attack and shoot early.
Long three-pointer, and Isaiah really having his problems from the outside so far. But Aguirre has to kick it back out. Lambier will come back over the timeline.
You have to be impressed with Portland's defense. You are not seeing the Detroit guards dribbling the ball in the painted area, getting fouled, or shooting those little baby jump shots.
Lee Johnson forces up the shot over Robinson. Lambier just flicks it right back up into the hands of Rodman, who gets the basket and the foul.
And who's now see Rodman, everybody's saying, yeah, that's our guy, Dennis, you know, one of the best in the league. You get Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, Dennis Rodman. They're 3 of the best. But the guy who kept it alive, watch Vinny Johnson. You'll see now, watch on the shot. There goes your shot. Here comes Vinny keeping it alive first, then Rodman.
And Dennis Rodman goes to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
When you're coaching against Detroit, you're always telling your guards, will you please put your body on Vinny Johnson? Keep him off the offensive glass.
And Dennis Rodman shooting 66% on the year from the line. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Blazers still up by 6. Cooper and Ainge on the far side as Drexler sizes up the defense. Little pass to Williams, gets everybody up.
That's the part of Drexler's game that nobody talks about, or very few people.
He is an outstanding passer off the dribble.
Buck Williams says that he is probably one of the hardest workers in practice, and that was not the reputation of Clyde Drexler when he came here. Aguirre from outside. Drexler tips it around. Rodman keeps it alive. That prayer is not answered, and here come the Blazers. But every Piston is back, and then Portland throws it into the cheap seats.
Thank you. No sooner out of my mouth. All right, we have a pass to the table.
Exactly right. 6:32 remaining in the first half. The Blazers lead the Pistons by 8. And highlights coming up. Our first half is completed. Thomas, Drexler moves out on him now. And Porter will take Vinny Johnson.
I have Ainge on Lambier. They should be going down inside.
The matchups you've talked about, Hubie, so far. Aguirre left wide open, and he's not able to take advantage as the shot clock goes off. Porter has to pull up on Vinnie Johnson.
See, when a team just switches, and you get advantages, you must take advantage of it and make them pay for it right then.
Cooper sets the picture.
Come on. He brought rain, caught a little bit of a pink, got the banners. He got it all on that shot.
There is a pot of gold at the end of that one as the Blazers go up now by 11. Their biggest, Vinnie Johnson from way outside, and he rattles one home for Trey Land.
I just can't believe that they're going to allow Danny Ainge to play Bill Laimbeer in the low post.
And now Buck Williams will be whistled for the foul as he was putting the hands on Mark Aguirre. And at the conclusion of tonight's game, Hubie Brown and I will be selecting the Budweiser Player of the Game. And the way things are going, we've got a lot of candidates right now. That foul on Williams was his second personal foul. And Bill Laimbeer and Mark Aguirre will take a seat on the bench. And John Sally making his first appearance, of course, wearing the familiar number 22 for Detroit. James Edwards has come in. And Duckworth back in for the Blazers.
Well, with this group out there, it's Vinnie Johnson, Dumars, and Edwards as the main people, with Sally and Rodman banging around, trying to get things going.
Vinnie pull-up jumper way off the mark. Rodman gets the loose ball. And a new 24 for Detroit. Trailing by 8 during the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Edwards has it slapped away by everybody. Drexler has Porter. 1-on-2. He has Duckworth on the left.
They're not going to give you that one. Oh, my.
Duckworth is down. And Dennis Rodman helping him up, making sure he's okay.
The Chuck Daly can't believe the call. They catch it. They say that he moved on this end. Now, here, judge for yourself. Here's Rodman right here. He's saying that. Here it is, right there. Boom. Now, my opinion, first of all, it was a no call. See, that's what Chuck Daly's yelling at right now. It was a no call. You're underneath the basket. In the NBA, that's legit. Now, he claims the call was that he moved. I don't think that he did. I thought that he took 275 pounds right in the chest.
Kitchen Mobley's 2 of 2 from the line. He has 12 points, 2 here in the quarter. The Blazers back up by 10 inside of 5 minutes from the Memorial Coliseum. Dumars looks to Sally. He throws up the jumper, comes up short. Blazers on the run. They have a 4-on-3 if they can take advantage of it. Nice. Passing.
All right, they look good tonight. Very unselfish. Everyone making the extra pass.
As we go to break, listen to the crowd. The Blazers lead it by 12.
As often as they can. We saw evidence of that with Duckworth.
Thomas has 25 now for the season in the 5 games, averaging 5 contests. Edwards short. This is Portland's biggest lead at 12.
Think about this a second. They have 13. Detroit has 13 more field goal attempts.
That was pretty good defense by Joe Dumars. He saw Clyde Drexler slipping behind him, and he was able to get the body on him at least and push him out of the way. As William Bedford up off the Piston bench, he'll check into the lineup. Now Dumars baseline. Dishes off inside. We'll have a traveling call on Dennis Rodman. Turnover number 6 for Detroit as Bill Laimbeer comes back in. Bedford comes back in. Interesting point about William Bedford, the 4th-year pro out of Memphis State. 7'1", 252. Chuck Daly has challenged this young man.
Well, you know, he's saying that we have an 8-man rotation. If you're going to get playing time, you've got to get time from Laimbeer, James Edwards, Mark Aguirre, or John Sally. But he's responded. He's lost 40 pounds, and he's coming out here, and they feel that he could be an offensive force for them. But where do you get the time?
Yeah, like those veterans are going to give up some minutes. All right. Drexler falling into the lane with the 2.
Portland is beating them in every department. They're beating them on the boards, in the fast break opportunities, excellent passing, and they're staying within their offense.
Dumars can't find the range. Williams outlet pass to Kersey. He's going to have to hold it up, wait for the teammates in white, and he has very small hands, which was shown there. But then Portland comes right back. Duckworth. The
big fella is doing nothing but making baskets. That's all he's doing.
22 is his season high so far. He's already at his season average at 14, and there we see outscoring the Pistons in the last 4.5. And Detroit looks totally out of sync.
Yes, they did.
Showtime, folks. Here it comes. Oh.
Decides I'm not passing to anybody and drives it home.
Points. 102-82 is the count on that one. Bedford, high, Archer short. Williams, loose ball foul. It'll go against Portland.
You observe the Detroit offense. Everything is a strain because they need the low post game. They're not getting it. Their key guys down in there, except for Aguirre, can't score. But then the guards cannot beat their men off the dribble and get in the paint. And we can't emphasize that enough because that's what Detroit does to you at playoff time, and they break your defenses down. So we give Portland a lot of credit tonight, moving their feet and helping out.
Aguirre in, Bedford out, Ainge in. Buck Williams sits down with 3 personal fouls, and Aguirre battling Drexler now. Drexler cuts off that little spin move. The double team, Mark can't get it to go.
Very impressive. Challenging every shot.
That was the game plan. Way outside. Kersey doesn't get it. And Isaiah and Aguirre knock Danny Ainge to the floor, and Ainge will be whistled for the foul. And there was a Danny Ainge sandwich there with 2 Pistons as the bread.
Well, I agree. They came over Danny Ainge's back. He's pleading right now with the referee, Eddie Rush. And you'll see here. Now watch the long rebound that goes out to the right side of your screen. See, there's Ainge. He gets clocked coming back. Okay. Now that's a rebounder stepping back in. You don't have to give up that space.
Because of those 3 fouls by Danny Ainge, Cliff Robinson has to come in, and we have him shooting. He has his first 2 points of the game, scoreless in the first quarter, and the first 2 come by way of the free throw line. 16-point Blazer lead, 143 remaining in the first half. Drexler throws up that left elbow on Joe Dumars, but they call the foul on Dumars.
Detroit foul, Joe Dumars, first.
That's his first.
Now Dumars is going right after the referee. He said, I'm giving ground, but we both saw that he got popped pretty good with that elbow.
It came up. It came up. Now Porter. Isaiah tries to get right on top of him. Duckworth rolls off the pick. Nice. Good pass.
Portland is doing what Detroit is famous for. Beat you off the dribble, make the easy pass.
Now Aguirre has to kick it back out to Thomas. Pretty good ball movement. And inside to John Sally. The former Georgia Tech star gets his first 2 of the night. Portland still by 16. We are nearing the 1-minute mark of the first half, and this would have to be a surprise as far as some are concerned. From way outside, Drexler short. But as Hubie mentioned, last year in the regular season, Portland won by 20. Joey Dumars for 3. Right into the hands of Duckworth. He has Porter, but he didn't see him soon enough. Porter slipped right in front of us. Got down quickly, nobody got it to him. Then he pulls up with the jumper, and he hits it, and he goes down. And the foul is on Isaiah.
No.
Offensive foul.
Yes, indeed. They call offensive foul. It's interesting. Already in this year, we've seen this twice. A shooter going up for the shot and then kicking out into the defensive player. Now watch the catch. See if he kicks Isaiah. Oh, my. Bad call. Very bad call.
No. Yeah.
Now, remember, we had a rash of that in the league 2 years ago, where the shooter would kick into the defensive player, get the shot, and the foul. But that definitely was not a case.
Shot clock down to 6. Aguirre, baseline, slams it home, and it quiets the crowd momentarily. Maybe you called it. Porter. That's time remaining in the first half. 14 seconds in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. Porter takes it in. That's how about a makeup there, but it is a foul on Aguirre. Aguirre's second, and he still takes a seat.
See, Porter's game today could not be any better. He has been
Here for this ball club, and he gets them both.
Oh, they're giving us a zone press look, a 2-2-1.
And we've got to travel on Isaiah.
See, great call. Chuck Daly called timeout to set up a play. The coaching staff at Portland took the timeout and said, we're going to show them a 2-2-1 zone press. They haven't seen this. And see, Isaiah thought he was open. Excellent call. There was your travel.
Pretty good coaching by Rick Adelman with 6.4 remaining in the half. That is turnover number 9. Ball inbounds. Drexler will take it. Pulls up for a 3 from way out. Tipped almost up and in by Kevin Duckworth, and Lambier will just hold on to it. As the whistle sounds, we have played 24 minutes in Portland, and the Blazers have a 16-point lead. Stay with it, Bernie.
The transition game that has made Portland one of the feared teams in the NBA in the open court as Drexler drives it down over the top. Whenever you see Vinnie Johnson in this position and make that move, he's going to try to score. This is a tough shot, but Vinnie's got a lot of tough shots in his arsenal that go down. Against the defensive end, can't convert. One of the rare offensive rebounds to Bill Lambier. Normally, Lambier will not be down in that area when the shot is taken. Danny Ainge, tough off-balance shot to go in. Portland likes to run the basketball, and whenever they can get into an open court, they try to move the ball around. A good transition. Drexler to Porter to Jerome Kersey. The guy that really had a good shooting touch in the first half of play was Kevin Duckworth. He misses. Drexler comes back with the offensive rebound. Portland has had one of the best offensive rebounding units in the NBA, led by Kersey and Drexler. Well, Duckworth said, I don't get in this position many times. He looked around, looked like he was going to pass right, then left, decided, no, I'm taking this one all the way.
Hey, I was sitting here yelling, give it up.
That's because you thought what most people thought. Big men are going to find a way to kick that one away. Inside to John Sally. The defense of Portland has been outstanding in the first half of play. They forced the Pistons to make that extra pass. They've been aware of where the ball was, where the people were. They've been able to make something happen and turn the ball over. Aguirre showing that if you give him a seam, he can still drive it down.
Halftime at Portland's Memorial Coliseum. Fans delighted with what they're seeing. Their team is perfect 3-0, and they're handling the world champs.
Yeah, we got 1. I was like, well, you know, maybe 2. Really tough time with my dad dying during Game 3. But I think he was the one who got me through Game 3, 4, and 5. Just his strength and things that he stood for. I had to call upon all of those things that he taught me just to get through those games. It was a tough time, but I learned a lot from it. Learned a lot what you can do when you put your mind to it.
You know, we made a great comeback, first of all. Being down, 10 or 7, whatever it was, with 2 minutes to go. I felt like just get Joe the ball and, everything be taken care of.
Is that true with 10 seconds to go?
No. The person we won with the ball had it. He was on the roll. He had hit 2 or 3 jumpers in a row, and he got the ball and knocked it down.
Well, when I got the basketball, I wanted to quick check the clock and make sure that we were going to get the absolute last possible shot. I didn't want to take a quick shot and give them a chance to come back and make a heroic play or a last second shot on their end of the court. So I'm standing there looking at the clock. I'm checking to see where everybody's at, and if I remember, somebody was out of position at the start, and I had to get them in the right corner. Vinny was to my right, and I remember Dumars being to my left. And Dumars was guarded by, I think, maybe it was Danny Young at the time. And they had Jerome Kersey on Vinny, so I knew Vinny had the mismatch. So I wanted to drive at Kersey and make Kersey come to me, and if he didn't come to me, then I would just kept going to the basket. As soon as he came to me, I flipped it over to Vinny, and he took it from there.
I got the ball. Isaiah kicked it to me. I didn't think I was going to get the ball. Knowing Zeke, he can shake and bake and create so many kind of shots, and usually hits those type of shots that I wasn't expected to get the ball. But when I got the ball, it was like, I believe 4 seconds on the clock. I didn't want to rush the shot. I want to make sure we got the last shot of the regulation, so I let 2 seconds tick off. I gave Jerome Kersey what I thought a good fake. I went left and I went for the shot, and I felt like I did everything right on the shot. I held my form. I got enough arc on the ball, and it went through, and it was like a dream come true. Those are the type of shots that you, as a kid,
just don't make up that many points in the last 2 minutes of a final series. And I was a little bit in shock, but extremely happy.
Without the goggles, as we mentioned, he started the game with it. Told us he wasn't sure about him. Well, he's tossed him already. Kersey has to pull it up. And Lambier with the rebound. The first 5 minutes. Let's see how important this is for the Pistons. Isaiah, how about his first field goal, Jimmy?
Well, you can see that he's been struggling. Now, whether the glasses or he's afraid that he might get hit in the face by taking it real hard down the lane and challenging. You know, all of these are major factors here.
He has to overplay Porter, who answers it with a hoop.
He just has a beautiful game tonight. 5 for 6 from the floor. But what I really love about him is the passing.
He wanted to step it up a notch tonight. Edwards, pretty good passing game by the Pistons. He takes it to the hole, and it's an offensive foul. That is Edwards' first personal.
Well, that's the major liability of the passing game when you keep the middle open. And that is your big people get the basketball. This is a 7'1" guy who's trying to come down 18 feet with one dribble. If you get over there, you can get the charge.
And the Blazers have it. Thomas picking up Porter a little bit farther out this time than he did in the first quarter. Duckworth bumping with Edwards, gets him up in the air.
See, Detroit does not want a double team. We said this at the top of the first quarter because they do not want Portland to shoot the threes. But in doing so, Duckworth is eating up James Edwards tonight in the low post.
And Aguirre gets by Drexler, has to dish it off to Dumars, who puts it up over Duckworth. A little bit short. Aguirre with the offensive board. And a new 24 for Detroit. Kersey fakes the double team, plays off him. Edwards will sky hook. Williams with the rebound, outlet to Porter. The Blazers are running. He just lost the handle. Thomas wisely waits for his teammates, backs up for the two, and Isaiah may be feeling it right now.
We all know there's no one more dangerous in the game once he gets on the roll. He can equal anyone's output.
You can forget about his cute little smile. This man is consumed with winning another title. Is Buck Williams wide open for the slam, and Porter again.
See, once again, Porter beats you off the dribble, takes the double, triple team, and hits the free guy for the layup. Beautiful.
This match is the biggest lead of the game for Portland. Isaiah, Porter has to pick it up defensively a little bit. He's cut off. To Edwards, shot clock down to 5. Edwards inside, off the glass. Lambier fights for the board, taken away by Duckworth. Here comes Kersey. And we'll have a walk. Nope, we'll have a foul. And it'll be on Portland.
See Lambier in your picture, you see his face mask. It slipped down on him when he accepted that pass right in front of the basket. So he tried to put the ball on the floor. Excellent defense by Duckworth.
Kersey's third personal foul. 8:55 remaining in the third. Edwards down low. Duckworth leans on him. Comes with the left hand, instead pulls up with a regular shot. And he got it. Edwards. Edwards with 6. Kersey just pulls right up over Aguirre.
I just don't see the defense tonight. I really don't. The intensity of Detroit is not there. They are not challenging people. It's just the reverse at the other end of the floor. Just watch the shot releases and how they challenge.
Dwyer, the sweeping right hand off the back of the iron. Edwards tips it. Lambier gets the follow shot.
Billy is really coming alive on the offensive boards. Usually, he's out on the perimeter when they run a lot of their set plays, and he can never get to the offensive glass. But in this open floor passing game style of play, he's getting down inside and keeping the ball alive. There it is right there. Nice move.
And now Kersey picks up his 4th personal foul. Lambier goes to the line, and boy, what a game 4 he had in the NBA Finals when he took the 8 charges against this team. He has 3 in the half, 8 for the game, and the Pistons cut the lead down to 15. Williams with Lambier on him. Takes that quick first step. And we've got a whistle and a foul. Cliff Robinson will come in. Kersey will have to take a seat.
I like Lambier's statement. He says, when I hear the whistle, I know it's a foul. There's nothing I can do about it. So he said, I just keep my concentration on my man and do my job.
He is the policeman of the Detroit Pistons. Keeps everybody aware. Now, Drexler. Dumars looks for Robinson. We'll have a foul. And that'll be on Joe Dumars. That'll be only his 2nd.
Clyde a little disappointed the fact that he did not shoot the ball, because he would be on the line right now, because that was a last-second pass.
Thomas moving out on Porter. Underneath, Drexler trying to get loose on the baseline, has to come back out. Duckworth bumping with Edwards. Wide pull up off the glass, won't go down. Aguirre comes out of the pass. Now Aguirre looking for Edwards. Left alone, he's not going to take it. Now he takes it inside the paint. We've got a whistle. The basket would have counted. We do have a foul.
Anytime that you pick up Aguirre, you must honor the fact that he is an excellent three-point shooter. And he will shoot it at any time during the ballgame. And that's what happened there. The defensive man made the lunge, and he went right through his legs and took him off the dribble.
Aguirre perfect from the line at 4 of 4. And he adds to it.
Well, Mark, 3-time All-Star over his career. Even with the 2 low averages in Detroit, he's still averaging 22 a game.
Last year in December, if you remember, he even mentioned, as we have a lane violation, that he mentioned to Chuck Daly, hey, let me come off the bench for a while. And it's against Detroit, the violation. We're going to jump it up. No, maybe a double.
Yeah, Eddie Rush claimed that both guys were in. Lambier's statement was that, watch, you'll see, oh, there goes Lambier. See, Lambier's in first. Duckworth was in there just arguing who was in there first.
I know. Little Texas 2-step, and Edwards and Robinson will jump it up at center, and Chuck Daly still not pleased as his team still at that 16-point margin they were at halftime. Getting in a little quickly, I think it was Joe Dumars. Portland has it. So in about 4.5 minutes, Detroit failed to make a dent for Chuck Daly and company, and that was probably the biggest offseason move for the Pistons, not necessarily signing anybody, but getting Chuck Daly back as their head coach for 3 more years.
Well, he's well-deserved. He picked up extension on his contract, and they really raised the pay.
We've got a whistle and a foul, which is a break for Portland because it went off the hands of Williams. And that foul is on Edwards, his 2nd. On the far side, we talk of Chuck Daly. His practice was quite different than most NBA coaches today. Almost like chairman of the board as Lambier goes over the back of Williams. And Lambier will be whistled for his 4th personal foul.
Well, the referee is claiming that the foul is on Buck Williams, not Billy Lambier.
Oh, okay.
And see, that was interesting because Lambier really thought that they called it on him. Buck Williams, here it is right here. Now you watch. You see, there's Buck Williams holding off. Lambier's trying to come up over the top. And once you establish the post, you can't keep knocking a defensive guy back. But then again, Lambier also had a hold of him. It was a tie again.
Exactly. Edwards' shot won't go down. Williams says, I'll take it.
James cannot, his own life, drop in one of those 6 to 8 foot baby Jays.
Little switch off leaves Duckworth wide open, and he's going to take advantage of it.
Don't give Mr. Duckworth that same shot. I mean, it looks like he's been playing by himself all night.
He's got a piece of masking tape down there as Isaiah a little bit better. Great pass underneath the Lambeer. Bill now with 5 here in the second half, 10 for the ball game. The lead is down to 14. And we're going to have a timeout on the court. And we've got Porter lights it up.
Really impressed with the guards tonight. Ainge and Porter coming off those baseline screens, catching the ball. They're only a half a step ahead in making the shot.
Ainge takes a shoulder from Edwards, and Edwards is able to kick it back out. Shot clock down to 7. We've got a whistle. We're going to go the other way with it.
See, when you get Danny Ainge, you get a feisty defensive player, 6'5", will not step back off of any player in this league. And you'll see it right here. Now watch as James Edwards sets the pick. Ainge is trying to go under the pick. James Edwards is moving, and Ainge just let him have it.
Danny Ainge is a lot bigger than people think. Great give and go, yeah!
Now that is hard to do.
And quickly down the other end, the Pistons answer it. And now we've got a scramble as Isaiah Thomas. They changed the call. They say, first of all, it was Detroit. Then they're going to go the other way. Pretty good hustle by Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is really up the intensity level here. He almost had to steal that time. But the official, he first made the call that it was off for Portland, but it was not, because Isaiah landed on the ball and took it out of bounds.
And now the officials over on the far side. We'll see if we can see it in our replay, exactly what happened on the far end of the court.
Here it is right here. See, he guessed as Porter went behind his back. There's your tap. And as it's coming here now just watch what happens. See, Zeke just takes it.
I'm not sure.
Referee, the call was that he was out of bounds as the ball was inbounds, but as we see, it was not.
And they took 4 seconds on the shot clock as Danny Ainge takes it right over Bill Lambeer.
See, Ainge gives them such a shot in the arm. And it's interesting when you talk to the people here in their management. Everybody is surprised at how good a player Danny Ainge is. Well, that's because they're Western Conference guys. You see him attack right here. I asked Danny today, I said, what does this type of an offense do for your game? He says, look, first of all, the trade's great for me. He said, I am from Eugene, Oregon. That's where I grew up. I played at Brigham Young. All my life, I've been coming off screens. I had to make an adjustment when I played with the Boston Celtics. That was a different style of basketball for me. So he said, to join a team as talented as this and then to have an offense that I really love to play is great. Real shot in the arm.
19-point lead now for Portland, courtesy of Danny Ainge. He said this is probably the deepest team he has ever seen in his years in the league, this Portland squad.
Well, when you can have Abdel Nabi and Petrovic as your 11 to 12 players, you are deep.
Petrovic may not see a whole lot of action this year. And Ainge said, hey, he plays for another team. He probably gets, double figures every night. Lead cut down to 17 on top Duckworth. 4:50 remaining to be played in the third. Ainge sizing up Aguirre. Pick by Duckworth. Now he's got Aguirre on Duckworth. Shot clock down to 8.
Plenty of time.
Turn around. Pretty good defense by the Pistons again, as they are known for. Edwards outlet to Zeke. He's got Dumars. Easy 2 for Joe Dumars. His first field goal in the second half. He has only 6. Porter trying to hard cut with Isaiah right behind him. Backs up Isaiah. Turn around.
Terry Porter has an excellent game in the post area with his back to the basket. That's their big advantage. Drexler and Porter outstanding on the baseline.
19 for Porter. The lead is 17. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Aguirre, little baseline. It's slapped away by Cliff Robinson.
I'll tell you, Cliff played that beautifully. Rotated down from the top of the circle to help out Drexler, who was beat. Now watch Aguirre beat Drexler to the baseline. See, that's his key move tonight. Used his arm that time. And here comes Robinson. Now we're talking about a guy 6'10" with a long wingspan.
Boy, he was a valuable starter, but Duckworth was hurt last year as Ainge comes up with the air ball to Porter, to the hoop. Not too bad.
20-second timeout by Detroit.
And now they're going to take the full timeout. 3:38 remaining to be played in the third, and the Blazers have opened up a big lead.
When you have Ainge in the backcourt with Porter and Drexler, you really have a fast break.
And that ends up with the easy 2 for Porter.
Well, you know, when you talk about Portland, they can play any way you want. They can play big, they can play small, and then anytime they want to do that, they move Drexler to the small forward position, and they are super quick.
Edwards, good quick first touch, slapped away by Robinson, his second block of the evening. The Blazers on the road. Underneath the Drexler. They had him there. Dumars by Ainge, right to Thomas. Good passing by the Pistons. Aguirre finishes it off.
I'll tell you, you'd never know that Robinson is playing with a bad ankle today, right?
Oh, I know.
He's blocking shots. He's running on the fast break, filling the lanes.
It was questionable whether or not he played good tonight, probably more than if he played. Ainge pulls it up over Aguirre. The trigger's pulled. It comes up short. Now Aguirre, a little off-balance shot won't go down, and he is getting a little frustrated at this point. With Aguirre now 7 of 16 from the floor.
Now, he claimed that he was bumped on the shot, but in a game like this, you're not going to get that call.
No. Ainge, good side pass to Duckworth, the basket and the foul. What does Danny Ainge mean to this team, Hubie?
Oh, yeah. You see, that's what we mean by IQ. When a player is open, he not only sees the pass, but he can deliver the ball. That's the key. You know, Jeff Petrie told me an interesting thing today. Jeff Petrie was a great ex-player here with the Portland Trail Blazers, and now vice president. And he was telling me that when they examined Danny Ainge, they said for a 31-year-old player, he tapped out the highest for stamina, flexibility, everything. They cannot believe what fantastic shape he's in for a guy his age.
20 points is the biggest lead as Dumars rattles it home for the basket. And while we see the foul, here's tonight's Chevrolet scoreboard. Scores from around the NBA as the Hawks continue to lead Golden State. And have a chance to look at the scores as Joe Dumars will go to the line. He has 8 points, 4 here in the second half.
Drexler's first personal foul. Blazers, third.
And that was, the foul was on Drexler. That is his first personal. And at the line is Joe Dumars.
You know, Ron, as we look at the scores, Dallas is, what a game.
25 for Duckworth, 9 here in the quarter. And he is 11 of 14 from the field. Not bad considering he was shooting 34% coming into tonight.
That was an outstanding move by Aguirre. He thought he had the 3, but Robinson would not give up. You know, it's the way they played all night. He ran at him and would not give him the 3.
Now Aguirre now with 21 points, and he is the only player really scoring for the Pistons. Ainge kicks it back out to Robinson from way outside. Oh, when you're hot, you're hot. Wait for Vinnie Johnson to start heating it up. We're seeing Rodman checked in. The blast dead ball. High arcer by Dumars. Robinson the board. Quick outlet to Ainge. They can take advantage. Drexler, the big step. The finger roll. Oh, Hubie, I like that.
Now that was Clyde at his best. Just watch how he attacks the defense here. He goes by his man. Now here comes the rotation, and he just shot right up over the top of a 7-footer shot blocker in John Sally. Now just watch how he dipsy-doos right down inside. Beautiful.
And he makes the free throw. The lead is at 22. That is the biggest lead of the ball game. We are inside of a minute. on top to Aguirre. He's going to try for a three. Doesn't get it. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Vinnie Johnson. And Portland has it. Age. He'll pull up for a three. Oh, banks it off the air. That was a set play, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right. He tried to do that. Up by 24. Portland, if you remember, as the shot goes up by Sally, was 35-1 last year when they held opponents under 106 points. And that is a distinct possibility now, as only 15 points have been scored. Sally gets the second.
All right, Detroit is in there 2-2-1 now. Zone press.
Good job by Mark Aguirre. Takes a step around Robinson, uses the glass to his advantage.
See, Chuck's just trying to do anything now to change the tempo, change the pace, force them out of their quickness in their half-court offense, make them waste a little bit of time. Maybe they'll kick up some early shots, long range.
That is the game clock in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. Drexler sizes up Rodman, goes against the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. To Duckworth at the buzzer. Does it count? No! The basket did not count. But it was a pretty good quarter for the Portland Trail Blazers. They led by 16 at halftime. Now they are up by 21. We still have the fourth and final quarter left. Stay with us.
Checks the shot clock in the lower corner. You'll see Drexler is going to drive to his left, take a poorly timed left-handed hook shot. But the key situation here is Duckworth on the rebound. Now, does the ball get out of his hand before the clock hits the 0? All right, now tie. It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Now, the old story, baseball, it goes to the runner.
That's right, goes to the runner, goes to the shooter.
Yeah.
Not tonight. It was a tie, though. Kevin Duckworth, what a third quarter he had. 9 points in the third quarter. He has 25 for the ball game. The Blazers lead by 21 with the final quarter to be played. Aguirre gets Robinson up, leans into it, doesn't get it. Sally over the back of Cooper, who starts the fourth and final quarter, as does Mark Bryant. Wearing number 2 for the Blazers, brings the ball inside. So Rick Adelman going to his bench. And also we're getting our first look at the number 1 draft pick for the Detroit Pistons this past season, Lance Blanks, the 6'4" rookie out of the University of Texas.
Detroit very high on Lance. They like his size. He's 6'4". They like the fact that he's an excellent defensive player. He's a three-point shooter. He played the small forward position for Texas. And, you know, this is a tough thing for him to be the point guard. Come in a point guard with Detroit.
He likes that position as Cooper comes down with the board, kicks it back out, new 24. Danny Ainge signals the horn play, which is what Detroit worked on today. They said Portland likes to run this. There it is. But Bryant can't finish.
Tried a little whirlwind. All he had to do was go up and stick it with 2 hands.
Vinnie Johnson for 3. His second. That cuts the lead down to 18.
They're going back into their half-court set plays.
Porter off the front of the iron. Rodman with the rebound. Here come the Pistons. They're making a run. Vinnie again. Oh, the microwave has been turned on.
When you're coaching and you have a big lead, Sal, in this league, the game is never over because of the incredible shooting ability of teams. What you want to do is run your offense, stay within your high percentage stuff.
We've got a whistle and a foul. As far as Vinnie Johnson is concerned, they're not so concerned with his shooting percentage, which really isn't all that good at 48%, but his ability to dominate the games in short periods of time, and that is what he is doing right now with a couple of three-pointers, 3 for the game.
See, that was smart. Portland went right down inside. Mark Bryant, 6'9", 245. He's got a little bit of an advantage down inside. Let him muscle his shot up. If he doesn't score, fine. He gets fouled. That stops the momentum. And you shoot 2 foul shots.
And Bryant's got a little headache as Mark Aguirre was whistled for his 3rd personal foul. So they're going to come over there and check him out. Rick Adelman, Mike Sheminsky, the trainer, taking a look at it. Rick Adelman on the right. And we'd like to remind you tomorrow on TBS, the Georgia Bulldogs, 4-4 on the year, take out the 10th-ranked Florida Gators, the 2nd of 2. Blanks to Johnson, dribbles off his foot. That'll be a backcourt violation. And he's pleading his case.
Well, he's pleading because as he came off and got the dribble, he honestly thought that he was pushed and he couldn't recover because he wanted to turn the corner on that pick. And let's keep an eye on it now. Let's see if he catches it. There it is right there. So he got pushed in the back and he lost his balance. That's what he was complaining about.
Well, Bryant took a seat because of that shot to the nose, the bridge of the nose, it looks like, and Cooper is back in for the Blazers. Bounce pass to Ainge. Cooper, short. Robinson tries to keep it alive, but Rodman comes down with it to Lance Blanks, the speedster from Texas. No-look pass kicked out with 19 on the shot clock.
It's such a tough assignment for Blanks to become a point guard and to lead a team that is so methodical in a half-court execution where everything is timing.
Johnson looking for another one. Oh, my. When he gets on.
And you know what's interesting here is he is not a three-point shooter. That's the big thing.
He was 2 of 2 coming into the game, but he doesn't shoot a lot.
Over his career.
Over his career, that's right. Over his career. Robinson uses the glass, and for the moment, Portland stops the bleeding, although they still lead it by 15 with 9:25 remaining.
See, Mark Aguirre is laughing that time because as Robinson turned, he caught Aguirre right in the chest with a forearm, knocked him back.
Oh, Johnson from somewhere around Eugene.
Vinny, light him up.
Oh, my goodness. How about 5 3-pointers for VJ? Porter says, I could do that. 3 for Porter. How about a shooting clinic here? Vinny, double pump. If he makes this, I'm in the plane. Oh, my. That's playground jersey basketball for you there. Ainge says, I'll try it.
This is horse, but it's 5-on-5.
I didn't know what to say. I looked at you and said, Newbie, help me on this. 17-point lead. Another. How about Lance Blanks?
Well, we know he can make them because he took a ton at Texas.
Well, our last 6, 12, 15 points, all 3-pointers. Finally, a semi-normal shot by Danny Ainge. Nobody wants to miss.
Danny Ainge just said, this is like back in my BYU days where I shoot every time I come off a pick.
Detroit now 7 of 13 on 3-pointers. And, of course, Vinny Johnson with 5 of those. Blanks has 1 and Lambeer has 1. And Danny Ainge gets a big round of applause from the Blazer fans, as does Wayne Cooper, as Buck Williams comes back into the lineup, as does Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, this is very nice for Danny's career. Not only has he had a great team, but he has an awful lot of family still living in the Oregon area, so it's terrific.
He says it's a perfect way for his career at this stage, as Vinny Johnson can't get the right-handed hook to come down. Kersey tries to dribble through everybody. Now a smart move. Johnson to Rodman to the slam.
Now, that was quick.
That was fast. That is why he is shooting 66% of the year. He gets a lot of those with that quickness. 14-point lead. It was 21. We've got some pushing and shoving away from the ball. And that'll bring Joe Dumars back into the lineup. And John Sally goes out, so Detroit going with a small lineup. Here's some scores from games in progress. Now Golden State has gone back up by 11 of the Atlanta Hawks. Lakers by 8. That foul was on Rodman. That is his 3rd personal.
Well, anytime that Dennis Rodman is playing you and you try to cut, you know that he's either going to grab you or hit you with a forearm or do anything to stop you from becoming free.
Talk about matchups now, Hubie. The fact that Detroit has the small lineup in, but yet Portland still has some pretty big beef out there with Williams and Duckworth both. Rodman tries to come up with a loose ball.
Well, when you're a pro coach, you're on the road. It's an end of a road trip. You're getting hammered. What you're trying to do is trying to find 5 guys that can play a little defense, pick up the tempo of the game, and then what Chuck, you can see what he's doing. He's saying, hey, license, open up, shoot every 3 we get.
Blanks trying to stay with Porter, but the rookie gets a lesson. Although in defense of Lance Blanks, his mind may be elsewhere. He had a baby daughter 3 days ago, and Renee and Riley, the mother and daughter, are doing fine. So Blanks fakes, bumps. He's got it.
Lance Blanks.
So you're still within striking distance. You're only down 14. You have 6.5 minutes to go. What Portland must do is stay within what's been getting there. A lot of movement away from the ball.
Boy, Rodman and Duckworth going at it underneath, and Eddie Rush says we're going to have a foul here, and that'll probably be on Dennis Rodman, and it will be, but we have a timeout. 6:27 remaining to be played in the ball game, and right now the Blazers lead by 14, 101-87.
We're really not running our offense. He says it happens because we're a high-scoring team, and there will be lulls.
Porter puts Blanks down, can't get the shot to go, and he was concerned about some of the standing around in the first couple of games.
Well, what happens when you stand around, you tend to go one-on-one, you stay perimeter, and you might force some shots. We call that bad selection, lack of discipline.
How about the guards? Both have 33 shots. Portland has made 9 more as Mark Aguirre uses the glass.
See, right now the building very concerned. They can see it. They're only ahead by 12 right now. This team that's out on the floor has done an excellent job defensively.
Exactly. There's a good shot of defense there with Joe Dumars getting the hand in on Clyde Drexler.
Dirty Joe's disappointed in himself, Ron, because he allowed Drexler to cut from the opposite side and get the inside on him. You know, anytime that you're playing a guy and the ball's at the top of the circle, you want to force him behind you.
A couple of other scores from around the NBA this evening. Denver loses another, this one to Seattle by 6. Drexler gets the first. And he's perfect from the line this evening, 3 of 3. Clyde has 15 points.
Major three-point play.
Vinnie Johnson, 5 3-pointers, has to dish it off to Aguirre. Blanks wants it from 3, decides to take it. A good pass to Rodman, who's triple teamed to Blanks. A lot of ball movement. Lance comes up short. Fakes twice, and he goes underneath Duckworth.
See, Blanks has a scorer's mentality. Plus, he can play defense. And he is going to be an excellent prospect for them for down the road.
Well, he has 7. His high before this in the first couple of games was just 2. Porter from 3. Drexler with the offensive rebound. The best rebounding team in the NBA last year. That is one of the reasons why. Pull up over Aguirre. Duckworth tries to keep it alive, and Vinnie Johnson has the loose ball. Johnson right around Porter, pulls it up. Doesn't get it, but Williams does. 4.5 remaining to be played in the ball game, and Kersey all the way down.
See, that's what we've seen for 3 quarters. You get Detroit to miss, up the side, force the action, and go strong one-on-one. See, they're challenging right here. And this is what we've seen all night. Forcing Detroit to foul them in the open floor or possibly get the 3-point play off the drive.
And Jerome Kersey is at the line. He has 7 points, only 2 here in the second half. Misses the first. Kersey last year shot 38% the first 16 games, 50% the remaining to finish at 47. And right now he's also starting out slow, starting out at 35% this year, but he gets the second free throw. Kersey 3 of 7, shooting just under 50% right now from the floor this evening. Now it's a Williams on Aguirre. Mark faces up the basket. Almost didn't have a hand on the ball.
Yes, he did. And that one, Mark wanted a 3-point shot that time because he thought he was fouled. He was definitely roughed up a little bit by Buck Williams. But like we always say, when you get the reputation of being an outstanding defensive player in this league, you can bump people around in key situations without a foul being called.
Inside of 4 minutes. Blazers by 11. Duckworth, he's had the hot hand for Portland so far this evening. Can't get this one to go down. Kersey fights for the rebound. Here come the Pistons.
Yes.
2-on-2. Aguirre. Dumars throws it up. Count it. Basket is good, and he draws the foul.
Excellent continuation. See, people are upset that time. Chuck Daly up, really encouraging his ball club right now. See, they're getting yeoman work on the glass. Defensive boards by Rodman. And you'll see here right now, Joe decides to take it himself. There's your move. That's a foul. Plus, he shot for the continuation. You'll get that every single time in this leg.
And Joe Dumars does not complete the three-point play. He's an 80% free throw shooter, but the lead is down to 9, and we have a lot of time left. To Drexler. Dumars up tight on him. Wide tries to go around him, doesn't get the semi-easy shot. Kersey, what a battling underneath with Aguirre for the rebound, and Mark Aguirre's whistling for the foul.
See, with the small unit that they have in there right now, this is very difficult for Detroit because they're hustling so much. Great move by Drexler going baseline right here. He misses the shot, but here's where all the action is, right here. Vinny in there fighting. They're all fighting. Boom, there's your foul. The only big guy in there is Rodman. And let's face it, he's giving away a ton of height and weight to Duckworth.
Well, a ton of weight is probably pretty close to it.
And Portland has their line in there of Buck Williams, Kersey, and Duckworth.
That's some beef in there. Look at the free throw situation for both teams, and this time Kersey gets the roll. Kersey with 9. The lead is back to 10. Dumars looking for Johnson on the roll. Goes down low to Aguirre.
Nice. Excellent move that time by Mark.
He is a workhorse offensively for the Pistons tonight.
But, you just look at this game tonight and you say, hey, this is Mark Aguirre. He's saying, this was my career. This is how I played all the time in Dallas.
That's exactly what he did in Dallas.
Same amount of shot opportunities. I could go anytime I want, outside, inside, off the dribble.
And Aguirre is at the line. Good low post player in Mark. And we're seeing it now, and he gets the free throw. That was the 5th foul, by the way, on Buck Williams. Aguirre now 6 of 7 from the line for 28 points. Not bad from the field, 11 of 23. Mark takes his time, and he nails it. And it is down to an 8-point lead, and it has been a long time since the first quarter. Detroit got that close. Kersey has a shot blocked by Rodman. Then he gets Rodman up in the air and scores.
The problem is when you have 4 small guys in the game, they do not usually react to going back in there and getting the defensive rebound. And this is tough on Rodman because he's got to do it all.
Go right back to their bread and butter. But Aguirre can't get it to go down. And Rodman takes an elbow right to the mouth, but he still comes down the court to Williams. And the ball will belong to Portland.
Portland got a break that time.
They definitely did that.
That one came off, and not one of the 3 officials had the call. They all checked out one another, and then they allowed the baseline man to make the call.
Why did
Kersey, pump fake, get Rodman up in the air. Smart, intelligent, inside play.
3 remaining to be played. The fans are standing. And Portland got a break on this one because we thought the ball hit off Portland. Inside to Drexler. Ball slapped away, but we have a foul. Detroit now with no big men in. Like you said, the biggest guy is still Rodman. The pressure is on him.
Well, Chuck's trying to ride this group all the way out. They have some excellent 3-point shooters in there with Aguirre, Vinnie Johnson, and Blanks and Dumars. And then you're hoping that Rodman can get it all done for you inside. But let's give Portland credit. That was a beautifully executed out-of-bounds play to free Drexler.
And shooters roll for Clyde. 5 for 5 from the line. 17 for the ball game. He's averaging 23, and the lead for Portland is now 12. Looking for Aguirre. Good play by Buck Williams. He decides to sit down between Brendan Surr and Brendan Malone. Van of it.
Buck Williams is doing all he can to deny the pass into Aguirre. Naturally, they're all looking for Aguirre to get it done, because if Portland will double team him in the low post, he can kick it out, and that will open up the threes.
Blank's getting a lot of playing time. Aguirre from just inside of 3 off the iron. Rodman with the rebound, and that is what he is in there for. Blanks has to dish it off to Vinnie Johnson. Pretty good move by the rookie to see Vinnie Johnson in the paint.
They need a turnover right now. Detroit needs a turnover or a missed shot fast break opportunity for them.
21 for Johnson, 14 in the second half.
Now you're Portland, you want to slow it down, execute, get down inside. If you don't get the high percentage shot, hope that you get fouled.
Right in front of Rick Adelman is Porter. To Duckworth. We've got a whistle away from the ball, and illegal defense will be called on Detroit. Mark Aguirre says, no, I had somebody. Now Dennis Rodman pleading the case.
See, that's a tough call on Detroit.
And a final to pass on to you. The Lakers over Sacramento, and Dick Mata having some problems. And Golden State leads Atlanta by 11.
The reason why it's tough on Detroit is because Portland will now get another 24-second clock.
And with 1:40 on the clock when that play started, that they can milk that for all it's worth. Drexler double teamed by Rodman and Dumars to Duckworth. Over Aguirre. Big rebound for Buck. The third chance now for Portland to score. And Aguirre tries to come up with a big defensive play. And with 18 on the shot clock, though, Portland has it. 1:21 on the game clock.
You see, you don't need to do pinpoint passing right now if you're Portland. The main thing is don't force any passes because of Detroit's quickness out there. Make the sure pass.
And now Clyde Drexler working on Dumars. Shot clock down to 10. Duckworth. Little turnaround right-handed flick, and he gets the roll.
He's got a big-time game because he can hook with either hand, hit the jump shot. He's got the up and under move inside. He's very difficult to play.
27 points for Kevin Duckworth. To Blanks, he fakes the 3, takes the dribble, dishes off to Rodman, who gets Buck Williams up in the air, and we're going to have a foul, and Buck thought he had all ball, and that's what I heard.
Portland foul.
That'll be 6 on Buck Williams, and he'll have to sit down. Leaves the game with 6 points. 2 here in the second half. The crowd gives him a little standing ovation.
Well, they like a spirited play by Buck. Let's check it out now. There's your move on the drop-off. Now from the rear, there's your pump fake. Excellent move. Buck thought he had all ball on the way up that time. And since you agreed, we're going to get you a gray shirt and see if you can do it in the last 50 seconds.
Blazers lead it inside of a minute by 11. They're just going to play it way out front now as Vinnie Johnson comes out to meet Danny Ainge.
Run the clock all the way down. Smart basketball.
Drexler. Kersey. Short as the shot clock down to 1, but they used 23, and we are now inside of 24 seconds. As Mark Aguirre is going to be fouled by Danny Ainge. So now if you're Portland, have you made a statement?
Well, I don't know how much of a statement. We all know that they're one of the best teams that we have in the league. They're one of the top favorites here in the West to win the division. And after watching them practice yesterday, they are, and in a fantastic addition of Danny Ainge.
30 points for Aguirre as Vinnie Johnson commits the foul with 15.3 remaining in the game.
One of the top teams in forcing turnovers, so you can't keep them from out in the open floor. They have a 3-point game because they have 3 excellent shooters. They're extremely physical, led the league in rebounding last year. A very tough offensive team. Now there's Chuck. No, this is a tough night. But it's the end of the trip. You say, hey, last year we were 13-10. We turned it around, got it all done, and blew everybody out of playoff time.
Right.
Okay, and played great basketball.
Look at Terry Porter. I tell you, the injury bug stayed away from Portland last year, as you mentioned. Kersey, Williams, and Duckworth didn't miss a regular. Pistons run a 3-point play for Vinnie Johnson, and he ends up throwing it away to Porter, to Kersey, to Dumars. Clock will run down inside of 10. The Pistons will go to 3-2 on the year as Lance Blanks comes up short. Trailblazers perfect. 4-0, their best start since the 70s, and that is it. We have completed it here in Portland as the Trailblazers defeat the Pistons. The final once again, 113-101. Hubie and I will be back to Memorial Coliseum in a
With Steve.
The guy that really got Portland going at the offensive end was Kevin Duckworth. They used a good head fake to get James Edwards off of his feet, gets a good bounce hit. Duckworth, knowing that he had a chance to score, was very active tonight. Again, a lot of good offense, I think, is a lot of how you think coming into the ball game. And if you feel that you've got a guy that you can score against you, you're looking for those opportunities. Portland had excellent ball movement through the first 3 quarters of the game. But they were able to move the ball, move people, make the right decisions at the offensive end. Buck Williams scores with a Terry Porter pass. Porter trying to take advantage of a transition opportunity, gets him up on the play. And Isaiah Thomas just steps back behind the 3-point line. Shades of that 20-point period that he had against Portland in June. James Edwards is a player that likes to find contact. If you can get James Edwards taking those kinds of shots and you've done your job as a defender, makes that one. Isaiah Thomas from the corner airs that one out, comes right to Danny Ainge. Portland looking to run. A good hard push ahead by Porter. Nice transition opportunity. Drexler comes inside. Danny Ainge will move outside, and watch a quick entry pass right there. The defense reacted to him. There was Duckworth looking for a rebound. The ball pops in his hand, takes it in for 2, gets a 3-point opportunity. Another good pass, and this one will bring the crowd to their feet as Drexler lofts it up, gets the foul, and has a 3-point opportunity. You get another look at it, and Ainge quickly moves the ball, and that's a key to getting a shot. Is the slam cam shows you how high up that ball had to go to get over the defense, and drops it down.
By the end of the 3rd quarter, the Blazers had built their largest lead to 24 points. Detroit would make a 4th quarter run, but it wouldn't be enough.
Well, Danny Ainge draws air, but the ball comes right back to Cliff Robinson, who's on the other side of the glass, drops it up and down for one of the easy chances for him. Ainge with a tough off-balance shot that'll go off the window. This is Vinnie Johnson. Now, the first one seems harmless. Oh, the Trailblazers are up by 18 or so, and Vinnie Johnson gets a 3. No one paid attention to it except Vinnie, and at that point, I think Vinnie knew he had it. He had it cooking and was looking to score. And watch how deep that 3-point try is right there. That's about a 28-foot jump shot that he drops with ease. And you see this look, whenever he gets a certain posture about him, he really is looking to score the basketball. Porter comes back with his own 3-point field goal. And Drexler is on the sideline right now waiting to get in the game. And Vinnie Johnson is not done. Long opportunity. Kersey gets the rebound. Stolen back. Rodman, quick stop. And at that point, the momentum of the game had shifted in the direction of the Detroit Pistons. Lance Blanks misses with that 3-point field goal. The Pistons were getting 2 and 3 chances. Blanks underneath Duckworth. But you can see that Chuck Daly believes in Lance Blanks. He had him in the ball game when it seemed it didn't matter, but his defense was part of the reason they were able to get back. Good defense by Rodman, but the second effort by Jerome Kersey gets the field goal.
27 points, 10 assists. The line of Terry Porter. He's at center court with Bill Schonley.